What if I told you that the money sitting inside your Roth TSP right now could be funding your retirement years at 45, 50, or 55, way before you ever turn 59 and a half, completely tax-free and penalty-free? And most people think retirement accounts are locked behind a wall until you hit that magic age. And for a lot of accounts, that is true. But the Roth TSP, when you handle it the right way, is a different story. There's a specific strategy, not a loophole, not a workaround, that lets you legally access your Roth TSP contributions early when you leave the military or federal service. And when you combine this with a Roth IRA, you've got yourself what I call an early retirement bridge. And stay with me on this one, because if you don't understand how this works, you could end up making a very expensive mistake. Now, here's the thing about the Roth TSP. It's an incredible account for growing your money tax-free. No questions about that. But it's also a terrible account for early retirement withdrawals. And here's why. TSP follows something called a pro-rata rule. And what that means is that every single withdrawal you take from your Roth TSP is going to be a mix of your contributions, what the money you actually put in, and your earnings, which is the growth that happened over the years. You cannot choose to pull from your contributions only. The TSP does not give you that option. Every withdrawal is automatically a blend of both. Now, here's where the problem shows up. Before age 59 and a half, the earnings portion of any Roth TSP withdrawal is taxable and comes with a 10% early withdrawal penalty. And let me give you an example. Let's say you have $1 million in your Roth TSP. And of that, $300,000 is money you contributed over the years, and $700,000 is earnings. That means 30% of your balance is contributions and 70% is earnings. Now, let's say you want to take out $40,000 at age 55. The TSP applies the pro-rata rule, and 30% of $40,000, that's $12,000, is from contributions, so it's not taxable. But the other 70%, which is $28,000, comes from Roth earnings. And that portion is going to be taxed and hit with a 10% penalty. So right off the bat, you're looking at a $2,800 penalty on that $28,000. And on top of that, if your federal marginal tax rate is 22%, you owe $6,160 in federal income tax. And if your state taxes that income too at say 5%, and you want to add another $1,400, run the math. And that $28,000 in earnings nets you roughly $17,640 after penalties and taxes. That's over $10,000 gone, just like that. And there's no way around this inside the Roth TSP. It does not matter how much you want to only pull from Roth contributions. The TSP enforces the pro-rata rule strictly until you're 59 and a half. No exceptions. That's why the Roth TSP alone is not the right vehicle for an early retirement withdrawal strategy, but there's a way to fix that. When you leave the military or federal service, you have the option to roll your Roth TSP into a Roth IRA. But here's an important note. You do not have to move everything. You can leave your traditional TSP sitting right there in the TSP, and I'll explain why that matters in a minute. Now, the thing about that rollover, it does not trigger any taxes. There are no penalties, and it does not reset your contribution basis. Your Roth TSP contributions simply become Roth IRA contributions, and they follow you into your new account. And remember, the moment that rollover hits your Roth IRA, those contributions are available to you, not in 5 years, not after some waiting period, right away. A lot of people assume there's some kind of lockup period after a rollover, but there isn't, not for contributions. That's what makes this whole thing work. Your Roth TSP does its job while you're still working. It grows your money tax-free. But the Roth IRA, that's where the money becomes usable. One account builds the wealth. The other one lets you spend it on your own timeline. And the reason this works so well is that the Roth IRA follows a first in, first out, or FIFO rule. And one easy way to remember this is, you know how we veterans like to say F around and find out, or FAFO, and this one is FIFO. Easy to remember when you substitute that one letter, right? But anyway, this rule applies the same way whether you are rolling over money or just maxing out your annual contributions. For instance, if you have been contributing to a separate Roth IRA for 20 years, you might have $150,000 in total contributions just sitting there. And if that money grew at an average of, let's say, 8% a year, you would have about $184,762 in earnings on top of it. Now, when you combine these IRA contributions with the ones you rolled over from your Roth TSP, you suddenly have a very large bucket of money that you can spend tax-free before you ever touch a dime of your earnings. And that makes it the ultimate early retirement bridge. So let's walk through a real world example. Suppose you are 52 years old and you're ready to call it a career. And you have $300,000 in Roth TSP contributions and $500,000 in earnings, and giving you a total balance of $800,000. So step one, you have to separate from your federal service. And step two, you roll your Roth TSP into your Roth IRA. Now, inside your Roth IRA, you've got $300,000 of contribution basis that's immediately accessible to you. No questions asked. So let's say your birthday is March 1st. You retired 2 months earlier on January 1st. And from January 1st until you turn 59 and a half, that's 80 months. And you take your $300,000 in Roth TSP contributions and divide by 80 months, that comes out to $3,750 per month in completely tax-free income. But wait, let's say you also have $150,000 in direct Roth IRA contributions from all those years of maxing out your Roth IRA, plus $350,000 in Roth IRA earnings. Now, your total accessible Roth contributions are $450,000, and divide that by 80 months, and now you're pulling in $5,625 per month in tax-free income from your Roth IRA contributions alone. That's $67,500 per year. No taxes, no penalties, no early withdrawal headaches, clean income, right? And here's what's happening in the background while all of this is going on. Your Roth IRA earnings of $850,000 total between the rollover TSP earnings and the direct Roth IRA earnings are sitting untouched and continuing to grow. And if your Roth IRA averages a 9% annual rate of return, that $850,000 in earnings will become approximately $1.7 million by the time you turn 59 and a half. And at that point, everything in your Roth IRA becomes tax-free as long as you've had your Roth IRA open for at least 5 years. Now, some of you might be planning to wait until age 55, and that changes the strategy slightly, but in a very good way. This is where the rule of 55 comes into play. And if you retire in or after the year you turn 55, you can actually access your traditional TSP penalty-free, but you have to leave it in the TSP to do it. Don't move your traditional TSP to an IRA if you want to use this rule of 55, or you will lose that penalty-free access until you're 59 and a half. Take note that this rule of 55 only applies to the traditional side, not the Roth side, which is why we still move the Roth TSP over to the Roth IRA to get at those contributions. Using the same numbers from before, you've got $67,500 per year coming from your Roth IRA contributions, all tax-free. And let's say you also pull $30,000 per year from your traditional TSP under the rule of 55. That's $97,500 per year in total early retirement income. And because you haven't touched or started your first pension yet, which depending on your situation might not kick in until you're 57, 60, or 62. Your taxable income is relatively low. That $30,000 from the traditional TSP is taxable, but at your income level during early retirement, your marginal federal tax rate could be in the 10% or 12% range. The $67,500 from your Roth IRA, that's completely tax-free. Now, if you're a military retiree, you have to remember that your military pension is taxable too, so you will have to stack that up and your traditional TSP withdrawals in the taxable bucket altogether. Even then, depending on how you file, your taxes in those early retirement years are usually going to be very low. And here's one more move for those who want to take this even further. Because your early retirement years are low income years, you're in a fantastic position to do what's called a Roth conversion ladder. Here's how it works. In your first year of early retirement, let's say you retire at 52, you convert $50,000 from your traditional TSP to your Roth IRA. If your marginal federal tax rate that year is 12%, you pay $6,000 in federal income tax on that conversion. Yes, you also want to account for state income tax too, but that $50,000 is now inside your Roth IRA, growing tax-free. Then you do the same thing at age 53 and another $50,000 conversion, another 12% tax bill. And again, at age 54, $50,000 more. Now here's where the 5-year rule kicks in on conversions. Each converted amount, $50,000, has to sit in the Roth IRA for 5 years before it becomes accessible without penalty. So the $50,000 you converted at 52 becomes available to you at 57. The $50,000 from 53 is available at 58. And the $50,000 from 54 is available at 59. And by the time you're about to hit 59 and a half anyway, at which point all of your Roth IRA earnings unlock. You've just created an additional $50,000 per year in tax-free income at exactly the right time. And you can keep doing more Roth conversions if you want to accelerate towards a fully tax-free retirement. And some people go all in on that goal, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as you do the math carefully each year and don't bump yourself into a higher tax bracket unnecessarily. Now, let me walk you through the critical mistakes to avoid because getting this wrong can cost you. First, you have to be fully separated from service before you can move your Roth TSP into a Roth IRA. When you log into your TSP account, you will see your employment status listed. It will show either civilian or uniformed services, depending on which account you're looking at. That status has to say separated before you can initiate a rollover. If you're separated from the military, contact DFAS or the local base finance office to make sure your pay status is updated. And if you're separated from the federal civilian service, OPM or your agency's HR office handles that update. And it takes around 30 days for the TSP to reflect your separated status, so keep in mind how slow the government can be. Second, when you move money from your Roth TSP to your Roth IRA, it must be a direct rollover, also called a trustee to trustee transfer. And this means the money goes directly from your TSP account to your Roth IRA at your brokerage. And it never passes through your hands. And if it does get paid out to you first, you've got 60 days to deposit it into your Roth IRA before the IRS considers it a distribution. And with all the taxes and penalties that come with all of that, right? So don't take that risk. Call your brokerage, whether it's Vanguard, Schwab, Fidelity, or another major provider, and ask them to walk you through their rollover process. They all accept Roth TSP rollovers into Roth IRAs, and they've done this hundreds of times. And third, before you make any moves, get clear on how much of your TSP is sitting in Roth versus traditional. And within your Roth balance, how much is contributions versus earnings? Now, let's walk through what this actually looks like in a real TSP account. And take a look at a screenshot right here. This is a sample civilian TSP account for educational purposes only. And it breaks everything down for you. The total contribution balance is $149,221. Now, inside that, you've got your own Roth contributions and earnings sitting at $104,293. And that's 70% of the total balance. You've also got a small traditional balance of $356.15, a tax deferred rollover of $5,861 or $5,861, and agency contributions that auto 1% and a match totaling $45,000. Those agency contributions are traditional by default, meaning they're pre-tax money. Now, here's the number I want you to focus on. Scroll down to the non-taxable balances section at the bottom, and it shows $77,422.52. And that right there is your Roth TSP contribution basis, the actual dollars you put in out of your own paycheck after tax. And it does not include your earnings. So out of that $104,293 in Roth balance, $77,422 is in Roth contributions. And the difference, roughly $26,870, is in Roth earnings. That earnings portion is what stays locked up until 59 and a half. But that $77,422 in Roth contributions, the moment you roll this Roth TSP into your Roth IRA, that's your accessible tax-free penalty-free money. That's your bridge. And fourth, keep track of your Roth IRA contributions every single year. Your broker sends out a tax form called Form 5498 every single year. Box 1 shows how much you contributed directly to your Roth IRA, and Box 3 shows any amounts you converted, and if you're doing backdoor Roth IRA conversions because your income is above the Roth IRA limit, your converted amounts will show up in Box 3. Write these numbers down. Keep a running log, and your records are your protection if the IRS ever asks questions about where your withdrawals came from. So let's be clear about when this strategy works best. And first, you need to plan to retire before 59 and a half, and that's the whole reason this retirement bridge exists. And if you're already past that age, you don't need it. And second, this only works if you've built up significant Roth balances. The bigger your Roth contribution base is, the more monthly tax-free income you can draw from it. And third, if you retire early and you don't collect your first pension until you're 57 or beyond, you've got a gap. No pension income, no Social Security, nothing from the government side coming in yet. That gap is exactly what your Roth IRA contributions are designed to fill. You're not scrambling for income, and you're not touching taxable accounts. You're just drawing from money you already pay taxes on. And fourth, this strategy works best if one of your goals is to significantly lower your taxable income during retirement. If you're pulling mostly from your Roth IRA contributions, your taxable income stays low, sometimes low enough to stay in the 10% or 12% bracket for years. That's the sweet spot this whole strategy is built around. On the other hand, this strategy may not make as much sense if you're retiring at 59 and a half or later. At that point, you can take withdrawals directly from your Roth TSP without the pro-rata problem, and as long as the account has been open for 5 years. And the rollover strategy becomes unnecessary. It also does not work well if your Roth balance is too small to sustain your monthly expenses, or if you need a large lump sum withdrawal right away. And this is a monthly income bridge strategy, not a one-time payout. And the bottom line is that this is one of those strategies that doesn't get talked about enough, and especially in the federal employee and military community. And I did 20 years in the military and nobody ever talked about this strategy. And the Roth TSP is great at building tax-free wealth, but once you leave service, the Roth IRA is the account that actually lets you spend that wealth and on your terms before you turn 59 and a half. The rollover moves your contribution basis from the Roth TSP's strict pro-rata world into the Roth IRA's flexible FIFO or first in first out world. And when you stack that with your direct Roth IRA contributions and a well-timed Roth conversion ladder, you can build a genuinely tax-free early retirement bridge that covers the gap until your pension, Social Security benefits, and full Roth IRA earnings all unlock. And it takes planning, it takes discipline, but for the person sitting in their 40s or early 50s thinking about getting out of federal service early, this is the kind of strategy that can make it work. And this has been another piece of the video, and I hope you got a lot out of it.